I mean, can y'all believe that it's already 2022 though?
You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad?
Hey, you guys, Happy New Year. If you're new here, my name is Keela Trishawn, and I make videos on lifestyle, womanhood, mental health, and I throw in vlogs here and there. I do vlogs on day in the life in the insurance industry, day in the life working from home with a toddler, all the things. So if that's something that interests you, go on ahead and click that subscribe button below. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything from me. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for your support. So yeah, I'm just kind of dumbfounded at how quickly this decade is going. Like, I feel like it was just 2020 yesterday, and now we're already in freaking 2022. So this is actually the first video that I'm doing for the beginning of the year. This particular week, I am actually putting out 2 videos because I wanted to get this video out quickly because it does have to do with goals. So my goals for 2022. This is something new that I'm doing. I've seen a few other YouTubers do it, and I do think that it's kind of like a good idea to speak your goals. I'm sure a lot of the goals that I have are similar to a lot of what you guys may have. Also, I would like to have this documented so I can come back and refer to it come next year to see, what I did and what I didn't do. Hopefully there won't be any that I didn't do, but I wanted to kind of just share that with you guys, and I'm going to break it up into a few different parts. I'm going to talk about personal goals, social media goals, and work goals, like my 9 to 5. So if you are interested, if you just need some motivation, if you're just curious to know what I'm planning for myself for the year, definitely go on ahead and stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible because I don't want to bore anybody. But I do want to share with you guys like what I'm planning for the year. So we're gonna start with personal goals. Now, I am big on just kind of being intentional with each year. I do think that whatever you learned from the previous year, you should apply it in the new year and so on and so forth. There might be things that you did last year that you want to discontinue. So I'm gonna start with reading 20 books minimum. So I actually met this goal last year, thank God. So I've been really into like reading audiobooks, and I think I've talked about that a few times on the channel, just as a part of my self-care. So I've gotten so into it. Like, you guys know I do a lot of dishes. Like, if you've been watching, if you've been here for a while, I do a lot of dishes, a lot of housework. So the way I find the time to read these books and listen is just literally when I'm doing my housework or in the morning time when I get up and I have my alone time with my coffee or whatever. So I feel like the types of books that I'm reading, I read a lot of autobiographies on people whose careers I admire. And I also read a lot of like self-help books and, motivational type books. And so if you guys are interested in some of the books that I've read, let me know. I didn't know if that would be something that you'd be interested in, but if you are, I've got some good recommendations. So I think that just kind of making that goal for myself, it entices me to want to reach the goal, and it also forces me to like make that a part of like my daily routine. So the way I was really able to kind of do that last year is just literally kind of think ahead of time of like the topics that I wanted to like read up on, think ahead of time of like the titles that I was interested in, and just kind of have those in my arsenal ready to go. So yeah, I met that 20 books like literally by the 31st of the year, and I'm really proud of myself, and I definitely want to do that again this year, if not more. So the second thing that I have for myself personally is I want to moisture train my hair. This is not a hair channel, so I don't do a lot of talking about what I do to my hair, like maybe like very surface level, but I'm sure as you can see, I am a natural, and I've been natural all my life, but I used to be a slave to the pressing comb. So I kind of laid off of the heat like maybe 2011-ish, not completely, like, but just I straightened my hair less, and it's just gotten less and less progressively as the years have gone on. Also with me working out, it just doesn't even make sense for me to straighten my hair as often because it's going to revert back, and like putting that heat on my hair would have been a waste of time. So the reason why I want to moisture train my hair is because even though I've been natural, I feel like I've been kind of a lazy natural. Like, I wear my hair back a lot, which I don't think is a big deal, but I want to get back into the habit of like doing my hair on a regular. I typically will wash it like once a week, but that can kind of vary depending on what I have going on. So sometimes I've been going like a week and a half, and just being busy, and then honestly sometimes being lazy. So I think I'm gonna up that to twice a week because I am working out and I want to moisture train, as in I want to train my hair to take moisture. So there's a few videos that I've been watching just kind of on that. And if you're not familiar with what that term means, it's similar to back in the day where we would train our hair to be straight. So like, once you start straightening your hair and you see that it's not getting frizzy anymore, your hair is trained. It's kind of the same concept with moisture. Like you're training your hair to take in moisture and to retain it. So that's what I want to do, along with just kind of like washing and styling my hair a little more often, especially with the working out. And also I want to grow my hair out. So yeah, I'm gonna try to moisture train my hair. The third thing that I want to do, which I did start last year, but since we are at the top of the year, I want to make this like a priority for the whole year, and that is to work out 4 times a week. So with what my husband and I have been doing, we do like 4 to 5 days. The holidays we kind of slipped, we got sick, and then also it was a holiday, so we had people in our house. So I want to kind of commit to making sure that like no matter what I do, I am working out 4 days a week. I've already seen results like as far as like losing weight and just kind of building my strength up, and I want to keep that going. And with the consistency that I have now, I feel like I'll be able to really kind of change my body for the better towards the end of the year. So I want to start that like now, keep that habit up, and see where I'm at by the end of the year. Then obviously those goals may change here and there, but I think that starting with like 4 days a week, like committing to 4 days a week, is perfect because it kind of gives you like a every other day type schedule, which is great. The last thing self-care wise that I want to make sure that I'm doing for myself is scheduling in self-care every single day. I am very prone to like getting overwhelmed and having anxiety and all that stuff. And I find that like when I do little things each day that I can look forward to, that helps with that anxiety. What like some things that I like to do is get up an hour and a half earlier than my son, because that allows me to have that cup of coffee alone, read my audiobook, and then get ready for the day. Even something simple like lighting one of my candles. Like I am super into like the Bath and Body Works candles, really any candle that smells good I'm into. So even if it's just something like that, or taking like a nice long shower with my favorite body wash and body scrubs and all that, as long as I'm able to get something in every day, I feel like that really helps my mental health. And if you guys struggle with just like overwhelming days, a stressful job, something like that, I do think that it's helpful to just like have something to look forward to. Even if it's only like a small piece of your day, something helps. And as long as you can like incorporate that on like a regular basis, I feel like it's really helpful for just like your overall health, especially your mental health. And you can kind of combat some of that anxiety and just kind of overwhelmingness that you might feel throughout the day. Okay, so now that we've discussed the personal goals, let's move on to the social media goals. So as many of you may know, if you have been here for a while, I started my YouTube channel in May of 2020. And I started kind of like in the height of the pandemic and didn't really know exactly like where it was going to go, how the content was going to go, what was going to be received. So I was just kind of doing a lot of different videos, trying to see what stuck. And what I found is that my insurance content and also the vlogs that I do, like just showing how I am able to maneuver a job and a toddler, those have been kind of the most successful videos on my channel. And with that, it kind of allowed me to tap into something that I didn't even know there was a need for. And I'm happy that I just kind of stumbled upon it, I guess I should say. And so in 2021, I do want to concentrate on putting out more content. So when I first started, I was putting out 2 videos a week, and I was able to do that because I was home a lot of the time, and then I had a little break from work in the very beginning. And so once I was back to working, having my son and all that stuff, it was a little hard for me to put out 2 videos a week. So I've been able to commit to 1 video. I do want to increase that, however, and I want to try to figure out how to increase that by the end of the first quarter. So my plan is to eventually start putting back out 2 videos a week. I think I'm going to start doing weekly vlogs with the insurance content. Since I do have a new position, I'll be in the field, so I do want to take you guys along for that. And then the second video of the week will be my normal self-care, specific insurance video, something of the sort. So I definitely want to give you guys more content, give you guys more resources, and just increase my presence on this platform. Now, with that being said, this is not just with YouTube, this is also with Instagram. It's a little hard to be consistent on all these platforms while having a 9 to 5, but when I started all this, I said that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And what I want to do is I want to be way more consistent, and that's going to take more planning on my end, which I'm up for the challenge. I'm a planner anyway. So I want to increase my followers on Instagram as well. Right now, I'm kind of hovering around the like 960 something mark, and I need to get that to 1,000, at least 1,000. Like, obviously the goal is to get to 10,000 and beyond, but right now, you gotta take baby steps. So I need to start posting more on that platform, because really the only way to grow on Instagram is if you post, and you post a lot. So I need to try to post on Instagram at least like 4 to 5 times a week. Very active in my stories. That doesn't always get you the growth that you need. It's very good for engagement if you guys are into that sort of thing, as far as like just knowing how the social media algorithm works. But if you want to grow, you need to be doing reels, and you need to be posting on your feed. So that is something that is my goal for the new year. I need to increase my foot traffic on YouTube and on Instagram. So I'm going to be kind of putting that into works, over the next several months. So that was kind of like 2 in 1, that first one. So the next thing that I want to do, just in regards to social media, is I do want to create an insurance community. So I did a poll last year. At this point, it's last year. It was like a few weeks ago. But I did a poll just asking kind of what you guys want. So I've had a few people reach out to me via DM, comment under my videos, and ask about mentorship opportunities, like if you're getting into insurance or just kind of need to know more, and then also kind of like group type content. So what I want to do, because I've seen some YouTubers do this, and I really like the idea, especially since it seems like there is actually a need in this space. I want to create like a close-knit community of adjusters, insurance professionals, like pretty much create like a safe place for us to, come together and talk about our issues at work, come together and talk about technical things, like things that, we may not understand. I feel like the more people we get involved, the better. And then eventually, once the world kind of calms down, like we all know what's going on. I can't really say the word because I'm on this platform, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Eventually, I want to start doing like meetups and stuff like that to just kind of get together and create like a sisterhood, if you will. So that is kind of something that I'm trying to conceptualize and put together. In the beginning, obviously, it's going to be virtual, but eventually I do want to have like, meetups from time to time. So yeah, putting together an insurance community is kind of one of my priorities for 2022. Now, the last social media goal that I have, if I'm just going to be frank, is to monetize the platforms. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm committed, okay? I am going to put out content for however long. Like, I really enjoy doing it. And truth be told, I enjoy helping. Like, I didn't realize how much I would enjoy this side of it, but I do enjoy helping, and I do enjoy answering you guys' questions and stuff like that. So I will do it for free. I am doing it for free. But if I'm going to continue to be on the platform, and if I'm going to be able to offer like even more in-depth services and stuff along with me working a 9 to 5, I do think that it would be beneficial to monetize the platforms, YouTube and Instagram. So that is something that I'm working towards. I don't know how long it's going to take. There's guidelines to monetize each platform, and it's a lot of like research and just kind of figuring out what works for you. And I have to figure out like what brands would I even want to talk about, like am I going to pitch these brands? Am I going to wait till they come to me? That kind of stuff. A lot of things that I have to kind of research and figure out, because I've never really been in that space. I only know how to make money at a 9 to 5. I've never made money in social media. So that's something like a personal challenge for myself that I want to work on. So yeah, I'm hoping by the end of the year for that. But by the end of the year, I hope that I can monetize both platforms. Okay, so lastly, I want to talk about my work goals. Work goals being my 9 to 5 job as a field adjuster in the homeowners department. So for that job, some of my goals are just really simple. Once I get out of training and I actually get into doing the job on my own, I want to meet all of the metrics. So that's the customer service, that is the closing of the claim, the keeping the customer informed, like all those things. I want to meet and exceed those goals. So that's something that I strive to do in every job, but I'm just kind of, I'm putting those blinders on. So when I get started, I can just hit the ground running. So everything that they're telling me now, I'm trying to soak up. I'm trying to take notes, and obviously go to my manager, go to, my resources whenever I do need the help. But I really want to like hit all of those metrics so I can get to the next level. The other goal that I have for this particular job is to keep my pending. What pending means is like your open assignments at any one time. If you work in insurance, and you've heard that term, but if you don't work in insurance, that's what that means. So I want to keep my pending assignments at 20 or below. So when you work in these insurance roles, you can have 10 claims open, you can have 100 claims open. It kind of just depends on the type of insurance you're doing. Like auto, you're typically going to have a higher pending than you would in homeowners, just because of the frequency of like auto claims. But homeowner claims are a little more complex. So like having like 30 claims in an auto setting could be equivalent to having like 15 homeowner claims, depending on the complexity of those claims. So I hope that makes sense. So my goal is to keep my pending 20 or below, because I feel like once you get above that 20, that's when you start to kind of get overwhelmed and burnt out in insurance. And just kind of having been doing this for so many years, I know what I need to do to kind of keep myself at a level where I don't get overwhelmed, and I can still give good service. It's still, have quality in my files and stuff. And so that's going to be my personal goal. Now, obviously, it's going to make more sense once I get into their system and see kind of just how everything works. I'll have to figure out my routines again, which is fine. You do that with every new job, but that is my goal based on what I know about insurance. Okay, and the last thing that I want to do for work, one of my work goals, is I want to take this opportunity to excel in this role, but I eventually want to be in the Special Investigations Unit, which is also known as SIU. Now, I have said this before, and most of my colleagues, people that I work with, they know this is kind of like my end-all be-all in the insurance industry. I do enjoy claims. I must, since I've been doing it for so long. But I think that the next level for me would be doing that special investigation. Reason being is it's just always intrigued me, even in the very beginning when I first got to insurance. Like when they did the presentation on the SIU department, I just remember thinking, oh yeah, that's where I need to be. Because like, all jokes aside, I'm kind of like Inspector Gadget. Like, I'm kind of that person. And so when I want to find something out, or if I think you lying or somebody's lying, I'm going to find out the truth. And that's kind of what SIU's job is. If there is any inkling that a customer is doing fraud, or, the math ain't mathing, then the SIU department gets involved, and they help with that investigation to see if the information is being given is authentic, or if there's reason to believe that there's possible fraudulent activity going on. And there's two types of roles when it comes to that one. So there is an inside analyst role, where they kind of do like the back end paperwork, like background checks and stuff. Typically that job can be done fully remote, with the exception of like maybe going to meetings and going to different seminars just to keep up on potential fraud rings and stuff like that. But there is a field SIU investigator role that a lot of companies offer, and that one is where you will physically go out to, let's say, a home, like someone has some questionable damage, like maybe there was a fire and it's thought that maybe this was arson, maybe it wasn't like an accidental fire. So that SIU person will go out and kind of scope the scene based on whatever criteria they have to determine, okay, did this fire originate from the source that the person is saying, or did they set this fire intentionally, that kind of thing. And then on the flip side, if there's something going on with a vehicle, like somebody blew their car up because they didn't want to pay for it anymore, whatever, but they say that it was an accidental fire. As an SIU rep, you go out and take a look and see, okay, did this car really just blow up on its own, or from what the person said, or did they blow this shit up? So interesting to me, and that is something that I've been wanting to do since I've been in insurance. So I do think that with the experience that I have, and then with the experience that I will gain from doing this role again, I think I'll be ready to go on ahead and, venture off. And also, a lot of companies like to hire from within for that role. That's what I've been noticing. Like, it's a little hard to kind of get that role if you are coming outside of the company. They're more apt to kind of like promote you from within the existing department. So that's my thing. Like, I'm trying to get to that level. So that's my goal for 2022. All right, you guys. So I hope that wasn't too long-winded of me. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what my goals are looking like for 2022. Again, I'm sure some of these goals, especially if you're working a 9 to 5, if you have personal goals, if you are on social media and you have social media goals, some of these goals might mirror yours as well. I do think that it's important to not only write it down, conceptualize it, speak it, and get to work. A lot of times you do need to have it in front of you so you can kind of know what you're working towards. I think for me, like, I knew that I wanted to have this social media presence. I know that I want to do these things for myself personally, but it's really helping me to just kind of have it like written down someplace where I can always like reflect back and kind of check on things and see if I'm on track. Also, I want to do a vision board. I know I'm a couple days into the year, but I'm still going to do a vision board. I'm going to do a virtual one, and I'm going to do a physical one, because this year I really want to put some things into place. I do feel like last year I was able to put a lot of things in place that I wanted to do, but it kind of came like a little like mid-year. I really want to take the opportunity to start the year off like with a bang. So that's why I want to put this video out first, just to kind of give you guys some motivation, to give myself some motivation. And yeah, I just wish you all an amazing year, and I hope that you get everything that you want and more. And the biggest thing is just work towards it. Put together a plan so you can work towards getting whatever you want. If you enjoyed this video, please go on ahead and click that like button. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm. As I said, I'm trying to grow, and so every like, every comment, all that really truly helps. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you go on ahead and subscribe now before you leave. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And with that being said, you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.
You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad, they don't salute you. I need a bag, size is super. They turned your back, it's like I never